10 Cats. Hello, campers. David Walliams. Who you gonna call? Yvette Fielding. And their team captain, John Locke. And facing them tonight, relocate, it's Phil Spencer. The big mouth from the deep south, Reginald D. Hunter. And their team captain, Jason Manford. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, if you stroke a cat 70 million times, you develop enough static electricity to light a 60-watt bulb? It also explains Susan Boyle's hair. 31% of taxi drivers don't take a break whilst at work. You'd think that would make them cranky and opinionated. And a teaspoon contains 120 drops of water. That's according to research by Professor, probably, from the University of... Yeah, I reckon. Let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Jason's team, you're to guess first. What do you think people might have been talking about this week?
It's the untimely death of Molly Sugden. Who saw that coming? Who else is that?
Jimmy.
Is it,
Jimmy. He had his chance.
Yes, David, what?
Have you heard Michael Jackson is dead?
Yes.
Yes.
I heard.
People have been talking about it because he's a controversial figure. I mean, if it's wrong to share your bed with 13-year-old boys, then lock me up and throw away the key.
I just thought the coverage, like the night he died on Thursday, was it Thursday when it happened?
Thursday, yeah.
I mean, I sat there all night just flipping channels between BBC, Sky News, just trying to see how many different ways you can say Michael Jackson is dead. There was this lady on BBC News, and she said, Michael Jackson, King of Pop, dead at 50. We go back live to Los Angeles for an update. He dead! He's still dead!
The saddest thing is about 10 minutes after his death, you get about 100 text messages from people you've not even seen them for 15 years. And you're like, who's sat there at 1:30 in the morning thinking, I've not seen Jason for 12 years, I might send him a gag about a dead celebrity 12 minutes ago.
People say things like he's entrusted his kids. But apparently they're not really his kids. He's not the biological father. Which actually wasn't difficult to work out. They look like they're related to the Swedish royal family.
Do you know their names?
Prince Michael. 1, 2 and 3.
No. What are your children called?
I'm not going to tell you my names of my children.
Why not?
I don't want you freaking them out as well. Poking your head over the fence going, hello.
Are you sad about it?
For me, it's a little bit like when Diana died. I couldn't give a fuck. The audience, how do you feel? Are you good at... Do you feel sad? No, it's a weird one. A few of you, yes. Now, I read in the paper, the big story, the real tragedy around Michael Jackson's death was the fact you were looking for a house and you lost out on the deposit.
Yeah, there's an element of truth in that, yeah.
So did you find him a house?
He was actually found 3 houses. And this is perhaps why I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist.
Oh, yeah. Is he living in one?
Because... just a little bit. He was due to sign he was due to choose one of the houses this week.
So what was he looking for? Was it a flat?
Fairground, isn't it? Has it got an ensuite? Has it got a waltzer?
Well, what was he looking for?
He needed what was essentially a stately home, but it needed to have all the mod cons of a gym and a cinema and a panic room and that sort of thing.
But I think what's quite interesting is they were going to have a state funeral. People were going to go and see his coffin. What they're going to do instead of a state funeral, they're just going to dangle him out of a window for 30 seconds.
Let's have a look and see whether Michael Jackson is one of the most talked about things this week. I imagine he's right up there. Yes, indeed. I think the highest percentage we've ever had. Yes, Michael Jackson has passed away. You could tell Michael Jackson wasn't well. He hasn't looked himself since about 1984. Jason, what else have the nation been talking about?
It's been hot. Really hot. Apart from in where I live, where it's not been.
I'm from Manchester. It's been hot. Where have you been?
Yeah, but you're in, like, cold places a lot of the time. Everything's hot to you. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, that was a cold spot. You're like, no, it doesn't. You just live in Manchester.
Oh, I'm getting something here. Any thoughts on the weather, Reg?
Yeah, it's hot. Probably ain't gonna be hot all that long. And if it stays as hot as it is, you're gonna have Spanish people coming over here to have sex. So...
Wasn't there some government new system, an alert system?
There is now an
us when it
official
was going to be
alert.
hot?
Yeah.
What a load of old
Yeah.
rubbish. Sorry.
As opposed to what you do.
I think the press could be more imaginative with where they cover the hot weather. They always have the same thing. They always have, like, some girls in a bikini near a beach, and then behind them they've, like, got a graphic of a sun with the temperature, saying 32 degrees, whatever. I suppose in about 40 years' time, that little sun will have 48 degrees on it, and on the beach it'll be full of dead people. It's lying there like that.
Let's have a look and see whether the hot weather is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it's been really hot this week. The pavements in London were hot enough to fry an egg. Yeah, I'll have mine dog shit side up. Sean, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
The Queen wants more money. She said that she wants an increase in the civil list because she hasn't got enough money. And they've said no, they're not going to give her any more money.
What's the point in having a queen if she got to ask somebody else for money? Surely, if you're the queen, you go and you get the money yourself. Like, look at this treasure chest of gold in the castle. I ain't got to ask nobody for nothing.
It's no good asking me, I don't understand it. She's on the money. All she's got to do is take a picture of herself and write £20 on it. It's done. That's money.
Or she could get sponsorship. She goes, hello, I'm the Queen, brought to you by Powergen. I'm wearing a crown because I'm worth it.
Can I ask, who's met the Queen? Who's actually met the Queen?
Me.
Well, everybody.
You've not met the Queen? When?
We went to meet the Queen. I went to Buckingham Palace. I had tea with the Queen.
Well, I'll ring her up later and
When
ask
did you
her.
meet the Queen?
I have.
You have not met the Queen?
Every Tuesday I give her trampolining lessons.
She could do. You think sometimes, just to wind Prince Charles up, when he walks in, she pretends to be dead? That's when he walks in, he goes, yes! She goes, I got you!
Let's have a look and see whether the Queen's financial problems are one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, this is the story. The Queen has asked for an extra £7 million from the taxpayer. If the Queen is struggling to live within her means, there is a simple solution. She should book 50 nights at the O2 and then fake her own death. Fingers on buzzers. What else have the nation been talking about? Jason.
Is it that the US Army, the soldiers, they've pulled out of Iraq? They've withdrawn from Iraq, apart from the 128,000 soldiers that are going to stay there. Imagine being that. That was a good news, bad news day, wasn't it? Good news, we're leaving. Bad news, you're staying. All right.
The soldiers are withdrawing from Iraq. Yeah, go home, quick wash, straight off to Iran.
It does seem a bit weird, though, doesn't it? Finish there, that's all perfect.
That's all fine. We've brought peace and stability to that region.
There was an amazing report in the paper. They genuinely put this in the paper without any kind of sense of irony or whatever. They said Baghdad is now safer than Mogadishu. Mission accomplished. Let's have a look and see whether US soldiers leaving Iraq is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes! Yes, this is the story. The US military are pulling out of Baghdad. Fair enough, withdrawing is what you do after you fuck something. Sorry, Reg.
Yeah, I like that.
OK, fingers on buzzers. One more thing to get.
Oh.
Wimbledon. Wimbledon, Jimmy.
Go on, tell me more about Wimbledon.
Wimbledon is a time when people play tennis together.
Correct.
No, but have you got into the swing of it? Because, you know, when everyone takes up tennis when Wimbledon's on, I bought some Robinsons and I'm thinking of investing in a swing ball.
They should do swing ball, shouldn't they, as well?
Yeah, it's much harder than real tennis, because the thing comes round very quickly. Also, we've got Andy Murray.
It's a weird... Obviously, when we're recording this, we don't know whether he's got through to the final, whether he's going to win.
Loads of people were complaining about Andy Murray, said, oh, yeah, but I don't really like him. He's not very likeable. And I think, well, he's trying to win Wimbledon, not present this morning.
Have you been following the tennis?
I watched it the other day. I enjoyed it when they had the match on late at night with the roof. I think there's something wrong with putting a roof on Wimbledon. It's you're tampering with the very fabric and a sort of national institution that it rains at Wimbledon. It's like putting doors on Stonehenge or something like that. It's wrong. I'd like it if, as the roof closed, the ground opened up. And all the crowd fell in.
I like the grunting, though. That's where they earn their money, don't they? No. The grunting, which they're trying to ban.
How can you ban grunting?
Shoot them. I'm a blind bloke who normally hunts pigs, like that, sitting there, and he hears a... To
be honest with you, I think that's a ratings winner.
It is weird when you listen... Like, I was watching a match the other day, and I had it on Sky Plus, so I was watching it about 1 o'clock in the morning. My wife was upstairs, and she could hear grunting coming from the telly. It's like, what are you watching? I was like, just the ladies playing tennis, that's all. Like, you know what I mean? So why is there a bass guitar making some music? I don't know.
Was the lady playing tennis going, oh, yeah, big boy. Oh, oh.
Let's have a look and see whether Wimbledon's one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it's Wimbledon. Andy Murray isn't ever going to win Wimbledon. It's the British way. We hear some good news, we get our hopes up, and then we get disappointed. It's like when we heard Margaret Thatcher was in hospital. So those are our top 5 stories this week. In other news, parole has been denied to Ronnie Biggs, the great train robber. I say great train robber. He robbed one train and he got caught. It's not great. And Wayne and Colleen Rooney have chosen a name for their baby. They're going to call it Wayne. Wayne chose the name. It was either that or cup or ball. So at the end of that round, Sean, David and Yvette have 3 points. Jason, Phil and Reg have 2 points. Welcome back. Our next round is called Pick of the Polls. OK, Jason, your turn first.
As we've got you, the expert, I reckon we've got this covered then, this for sale sign.
This week, estate agents are saying the property market is on the up. So we polled our studio audience and asked them, do you believe the estate agents?
I'd say that the market is on the up. Maybe for once the estate agents are telling the truth.
It's like the boy who cried wolf, Phil. Have been such lying bastards for so long.
Do you trust them yourself? Because, I mean, you're working with them, trying to get a good deal for the people buying the house.
Yeah.
Do you trust them?
I always have to remember that they are working for the other side and they're doing their job. They're trying to sell a house for the most amount of money possible. They don't really care who they sell it to or whether it's the right house for that person.
And we moved house last year, so we walked around this house. My wife has loads of questions, like, lined up. You know, what are the schools like around here, what the neighbours like, all that sort of stuff. And then the woman who owned the house, she said to me, have you got any questions? And I sort of panicked, and I said, oh, is this house in a Domino's catchment area? Can our kids get into the best Domino's? That's what I need to know.
Are you married, Phil?
Yes, I am.
Oh. Do you remember in Heat magazine when you did an interview and the question was, have you ever been chatted up by another celeb?
Yes.
And do you know what your answer was?
Yes, very well.
What was it?
You.
When did I chat you up?
No, I was bidding for a dress.
Yes.
There was a dress that I thought my wife would look very beautiful in. Well, I heard this voice in my ear. Yeah. Go on, Phil, you look really lovely in that. And I turned round laughing, spotted you, and there was a look in your eye. I thought, actually, he wasn't joking, was he?
Did you feel my erection as well? Sean's embarrassed.
Well, you can confuse embarrassment with boredom. It's a very similar thing.
OK, so this week estate agents are saying the property market is on the up. We polled the studio audience, we asked them, do they believe the estate agents?
No, they don't.
OK, well, I can tell you the answer is no. The majority of the audience, 56%, don't believe estate agents when they say the market is going up. Estate agents are terrible liars, or as they would put it, delightfully untruthful with a huge potential for exaggeration. Sean, David and Yvette, what do you like the look of?
The fat man on the beach.
You've chosen the people on the beach. Here is a clip to illustrate that question.
It's time for Zui King English, a new morning training program for Japanese. Zui King English is truly a revolutionary method to make your muscles learn English. Are you ready? Let's Zui King English!
Hand me your bag. Don't move! If you do, I'll kill you.
What's the matter? Calm down and speak slowly.
I was loved by 2 men. I was loved by 2 men.
Where are they going on their holidays? Croydon? Here's the question. Most Brits think there's no point trying to speak a foreign language while on holiday. Is that true or false?
I agree. I think the majority of our population will probably agree with that.
So have you ever learned a language to go away anyway?
I've tried to say a few little words.
So you know the French and the Spanish for is anybody there? So what do you think? Do you think most British people think there's no point in trying to speak a foreign language while on holiday?
Well, it'd be very stupid if you go to the Isle of Wight. Nobody would understand you, would they? If you were going around the Isle of Wight, you go, "Où est le banque?" They go, "Don't you on about, mate."
Reg, have you ever learned any other languages?
Sometimes I've made up words in another language. There's a French word I made up, j'en t'ai flu.
What does j'en t'ai flu mean?
It means whatever. So, like, if someone says, you're in a restaurant and a French person says, do you want red or white wine? You go, j'en t'ai flu. When I say it to French people, you know, it catches them off guard. You know, they feel like it's a French word they don't know. Then they feel embarrassed because I'm not French, yet I know it. And I say, well, maybe you ain't really French then, man.
We're good at pointing stuff. That's what we do very well. Croissant. Croissant. With some gravy on it. We're good at that.
We've been on holiday together, haven't we, David?
Oh, yeah.
I've got a photo. Do you remember this?
I wanted to find the ugliest lady boy.
And there he is on the right.
I went with my friend Robin.
Yeah, I remember Robin,
Who is gay. My friend Robin is gay. I've got a gay friend. What of it?
That was a huge shock to all of us.
No, but we went to some straight sex shows, and he said, well, we've been to lots of straight ones. Can't we now go to a gay sex show? I went, oh, all right, then. And he took me to this show, and these men... Can I borrow you for a second? No. Phil, can I borrow you for a second? Phil, can I borrow you? No, because these men... This was all right, Phil. It's all right. These men got on the stage, and they started... Phil, just bend over a little bit. And they went round to people's laps. Go, lean over, Phil. And they started bombing. Lean over, Phil. They started bombing people. I was shocked.
There's nothing you can do.
I was shocked and horrified, and I only stayed an hour.
So most Brits think there's no point trying to speak a foreign language while on holiday. True or false?
True.
Yes, true.
Jason?
It's got to be true, hasn't it? Do you think?
It's got to be true.
We said true.
Yeah, but we can also say...
No, you're just copying what we've said.
Hey, man, you didn't invent the word true.
All right, then, David, we'll go false.
Yes. OK, so you're going false. I can tell you the answer is false.
Oh, yeah!
Yes, 82% of Brits think you should try to speak a foreign language while on holiday. I think it's pointless. Los pointless. No needy learning language, comprende? So, in the end of that round, it's 3 points to Sean's team and 4 points to Jason's team. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your first one. Best way to get the attention of someone you fancy.
Is that the answer? Is that it?
No.
No, OK.
I think the best way is to break into their car and strap yourself into one of the kids' seats. When they come in, you go, all right. Can you look after me?
Move your hands, because I can't get close to the buzzer, can I? You put your hands there.
You don't need to, it's their answer.
When I try to get attention to somebody I fancy, I probably do the thing British people don't know about. I talk to them. But, I mean, I don't expect y'all to know too much about that.
Not on the list, Red. What do you think? How would you get the attention?
Show 'em your tits.
Show 'em your tits isn't there, but you know what? That is going to work.
Build a fun fair in your garden.
Is it become a guest panellist on a quiz show and then pretend to have anal sex with...
When I chatted up my wife, I just exaggerated a bit, like I told her I had a Passat. I didn't. I didn't even have one.
What were you driving at the time?
Citroen. It was a bit embarrassing on the way home. I was like, can't find my Passat, let's just take the Citroen.
Is it shoot a pigeon? Flying near them. And they just chat to them, just go...
You're very close with that, Sean.
A buzzard.
It involves telling them something.
Tell them they've got nice eyes.
Nice arse.
I'm going to give you that. The answer is compliment them. Yes, the best way to get the attention of someone you fancy is to compliment them. As in, cool, you're a fast runner. You nearly got away. OK, next question. This is you'll enjoy this.
Sorry, can I get my hand near the buzzer?
No, you need to supply a written application to use the buzzer. I will send that up to the committee, and then you will get a piece of paper telling you back that it's now time and you're able to use my buzzer.
OK. Most common superstition.
If a bird shits on you, it is lucky, but you do have to take her out for dinner first.
Can't leave your shoes either. Shoes, not... You don't put new shoes on...
In the sea. Don't put your shoes in the sea.
That's
very unlucky.
On a tabletop.
Or the sea.
OK.
Yeah.
Put your hands in a fire.
OK.
What about the magpies thing?
And I never know whether it's one is...
Well, it's
you've
one
got
for...
to say two.
Well, there's that one. One for sorrow, two for joy, three for...
girl, four
all
for
that.
boy,
I always say...
five for
I've got a new one. It's one magpie. Oh, look, it's a magpie. Two magpies. Oh, it's a couple of magpies. Three magpies. Oh, it's a lot of magpies. Four magpies. Have I left some bread out?
I'll give you a clue. It involves touching something.
Touching wood.
Oh, yes.
Correct. Right answer.
Oh.
Yes, the most common superstition in Britain is touching wood. Is there life after death? On the one hand, you've got scientists like Richard Dawkins and Stephen Hawking saying no. On the other hand, you've got Mystic Meg and Yvette Fielding saying yes. I don't know who to believe. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Jason, Phil and Reg have 4 points, Sean, David and Yvette have 5 points. They're the winners. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.